Hey, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video, I'm doing a review of the Agendio. So I have done heaps of reviews of planners from this company. They're custom. I did a huge haul. I'll include the link below. This one, however, is a bit different. It's vertical, but not a typical vertical layout that I've seen in any other planner. It's completely custom and it's a different layout. So this one is the medium. It's the hardcover. I like with the hardcover that the binding is protected, so it all looks nice and seamless. There's different cover colors to choose from, but I really love this purple. So it's very thin. It's only about, I'd say, 1 centimeter thick, and the reason for that is I opted for no monthly calendar pages because I have plenty of other planners that have the monthly layouts in them, and also no extras because I went all out on some of my other Agendios and added a ton. I opted to just keep this to weekly spreads. While it is hardcover, it's not terribly heavy, so you could take this one with you. It's medium page size, or what I would call medium. The pages inside are about 7 by 9, and then the cover extends a little bit beyond that, so it's about 8 inches wide by about 9.5 inches high. So inside you get by default this cover page, and if you ever want to reorder your planner, they tell you what model you customized. So they have these base model layouts, and then you can change whatever you want about it, like the colors, change the headings, change the line spacing, etc. You also get the dates at a glance page as standard, and then from then on it's exactly what you pick. So I opted to add some tabs to this one. However, they are a paid extra. They're about $10 US, which I think is a little steep for tabs, so if you wanted to, you could skip them and use some sticky notes instead. So let's go to the weekly layout. So this is what I mean by very different to most vertical planners. As you can see, you've got 5 days of the week on one page. Saturday and Sunday have very narrow columns, and then you can choose what you want to do with this space. I opted for a big to-do list and then 2 separate boxes, which I'm going to use for like project planning or travel planning, or just like a specific thing like extra notes pages. So there's lots of different ways that you could customize this layout. As you can see, there is no titles or anything like I added to do in priority over here, but I left the actual weekly section completely open-ended, and the reason for that is that I can never make up my mind. I always change my mind about what I want to plan where. So my intention when I ordered this planner was to have the top box for my most important tasks, top priority. This one here, you'll probably notice, is very different to every other planner. So they call it like a spans thing. So if you're planning a project or you have something that's going to go over a number of days, maybe you have like a vacation, you can draw a little arrow of where it's going to happen. For me, I'm probably going to use it for project planning. So it might be like I'm going to do film some tutorials for my e-course halfway through like Monday through to the end of Tuesday, something like that. If you don't find that you're using the spans thing after you've ordered the planner, you can just turn it into extra note space because it is pretty much lined the whole way across. Further down, we have some more line space. You can choose between dashed or dotted, which I picked, or just a straight line. So my intention is I'm going to put the blog post workflow tasks, and then down the bottom here might just be notes, reminders, anything else that sort of comes up. You can add little headings, like you might put meals. I opted to leave it blank so I can change my mind. I'm not really locked into anything. You could do that and then you'd have to white it all out. So for me, I opted to just leave it blank. Now over here, if you do work a 9 to 5 or you have school, like you're studying, this could be a good layout because you've got more space on the weekly. So for me, I actually prefer more space on the weekend. So all of this here is basically going to become my weekend planning. So while you've got a small box for Saturday and Sunday, then you've got all this extra space. So if you run out of space here, you can just start planning it over on the side. You can choose to shade the boxes, which I did for the priority box to signify it, I guess, raise attention to it, and also just break up all the white on the weekly spread. Up to you. So you can also choose the font style and the layout. I opted for a big number in the middle, but you could change that. They have a couple of different options. And then the checklist, I opted for little circles. I tend to use these for progress tracking, so I'll do a line through the middle of a circle when I've started it, shade half the circle when the task is progressing, and then when the little thing is completely colored in, it means it's done. You don't have to choose circles, you can also choose squares as well. You can change the line spacing, you can add a title to each of these boxes. Totally up to you. I just love that ginormous list space, and the column is quite wide. So the other reason that I guess I avoid vertical planners is that when they have that like the 8th column, so you have to have 4 and then they'll have 4 and they'll turn the last one into like a notes column, it's only about that wide. It's too skinny. So I really liked that I could choose the width and made it really nice and big. So that is the weekly spread, which continues the whole way throughout. You can choose to add monthly pages interspersed between the weeks. You can add extra pages at the back, like notes pages or checklists or whatever you want, really. You can custom build your pages, but I opted to just leave it with the weeklies, and then by default they'll include one notes page on the back. I have done pen testing of this paper, which you've probably noticed by now is a really nice bright white paper. Have done a pen test, will include the link below. So that is it for this one, a very simple Agendio. I will have the link below to all of the other Agendio reviews that I've done, as well as the haul that this one came from, so links will be below. Hope you found this review helpful.